So, Nielsen data reveals that Marvel Studios' Agatha all along premiere performed worse than the Acolyte, or as people are affectionately referring to it as the Acolyte. They would say, the other way, but that doesn't rhyme with Acolyte, so they call it Acolyte, which is how they say it, across the pond. All that shite. Also Roxas. You gonna go back into the window, bub? Are you gonna lay down or what? I think he's gonna lay down. Got himself a little bowl of well, not a bowl, it's not a bowl, it's a plate. It's a very big plate. Very big. You gonna come over with Grandpa? Come on. Come sit with Grandpa for a bit. Wow, John, you have such a great relationship. I know. For people who don't know, his name is Roxas, and him and his siblings, I've been raising them literally since they were born. I don't use that word lightly because of, the actual meaning of the word. But no, I was outside with their mom and I was moving them all down the line. So I've been in their lives and handling them literally since they were born. From the moment they were born, I was picking them up, rubbing on, giving them love and everything, even though they can't hear you or see you, they can feel vibrations. So when you're doing that, they can feel it. And I picked them up every day, every single day, several times a day to love on them, and this is why they're all so affectionate with me, because I've been in their life taking care of them literally since they were born. So I just have a really good connection with all of them. Isn't that right, Roxas? Yeah. But yeah, no one would think anything could be worse than the Akashite, but here we are. Here we are. Data tracking analytics firm Nielsen's most recent data reveals that the premiere of Marvel Studios' Agatha All Along series performed worse than Leslie Headcase's The Akashite. All right, so we've got what's the monsters? Yeah, Netflix. Okay, so it's different. Okay, yeah, because we did the Tomb Raider one. I did one about Tomb Raider, and Monsters was one of them that was on there. Is there anything else on here? Rings of Power. No, I think that was the only one. Yeah, Monsters, the Lyle and Eric Mendez story. That was the only one that I saw from the list on uh from today that I saw. But I was like, okay, so Agatha All Along minutes in millions, so 426 minutes, 488 minutes. Well, that's kind of that's kind of pathetic. Pathetic. Isn't that right, Roxas? Isn't that right? Like whatever you say, Grandpa. I really should give him Roxas's voice because that's I mean, there's only one character I know named Roxas. That's who he's named after. So no. You're a very sweet boy. You're very sweet. You're sweet like taffy. But Grandpa can't have too much of you or you might get diabetes. Yeah, you're just so sweet. Loves his grandpa though. Yes, you do. Uh Diabetes alert. Not only did the show perform West in the Akashite, which was canceled following its first season. Oh, it's so funny. But as noted by X user, now it's known, the show also performed far worse than fellow Marvel Studios production Secret Invasion, which attracted 461 million minutes in its debut episode. I know, it's crazy, huh? It's crazy. Of note, the single episode premiere had just 53 minutes of total runtime compared to Agatha All Along, which is two episode premiere, and Agatha All Along's two episode premiere, an 80-minute total of total runtime. Are you gonna get comfortable? Because he just like readjusted himself, and now he's resting his head on my chin, or his head on my hand. He's just like, Roxas, you know how much I love you. You're such a sweet boy. Always has been. As now it's known points out, the show appears to have performed slightly better than Miss Marvel. Another piece of crap. That showed that show only received 249 minutes, a million minutes viewed with its debut episode. If you do simple runtime calculation by dividing the total minutes watched by the runtime, Miss Marvel had 5.2 million views, while Agatha All Along had slightly more with 5.3 million. Numbers don't lie. To provide you with even more color on how poorly Agatha All Along is performing, Walt Disney Company reported its FY24 Q3 earnings report that it had 54.8 million subscribers to Disney Plus in the United States and Canada. If only 5.3 million people watched Agatha All Along, that means only 9.6. Nice. John, why is that nice? Well, what's 96 backwards? Yeah, nice. Of all Disney Plus subscribers in the US and Canada, tuned into the series. For comparison, Netflix reported that its Monsters, the Lyle and Eric Mendez story, racked up to 12.3 million views for the first week of September 16th to September 22nd. Netflix reported that it had 84.8 million subscribers. Most recent financial documents, September. That means 14.5% of all Netflix subscribers tuned into the program in the first week. The show has maintained on Netflix's top charts. Yeah, like I said, I saw from the with the Tomb Raider series on Netflix. So this show is pretty high up there. Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. I don't even know what it's about, but I assume it's about Lyle and Eric Mendez. I'm gonna take a leap. I'm gonna, just assume it's about Lyle and Eric Mendez. I could be wrong. But I'm just getting a hunch that it's about Lyle and Eric Mendez. So it's quite likely the show has been watched up by upwards of 20% of all Netflix subscribers in the United States and Canada. But maybe the biggest takeaway from these numbers is that the Marvel brand is in decline. It's nighttime, bird. Shut up. Just shut up. We don't want that happy-go-lucky chirping this late at night. It's not that late. It's only 6:41, but it's already dark, so it's late. We don't want to hear it. The days bringing in 731 million minutes with the single episode premiere of Loki are long gone, despite having even more subscribers at Disney Plus now than in 2021 when that show debuted. Well, think of what 2021 was. People had nothing better to do. People were locked at home. So we had not me. I don't have Disney Plus, but some people had nothing better to do. It's like, okay, well, I can't go to work. The kids can't go out. So I might as well sit down with the kids and we'll watch some Disney Plus. All right, Bubba, you're too heavy. I'm sorry, but you're too heavy. You're making Grandpa's leg go numb. There was a time when when him and his siblings could, like, three of them could fit on my leg alone. Now he takes up the entire thing. And I think he wants to go out, so hang on. All right, the deed is done. But before I put him out, he said, "Hey, Grandpa, let all those people know that I said thank you for being so nice to you, and that I'll see them again soon." So he wants you to know, thank you for being so nice to me, and he'll see you all very soon. in one way or another. He might be paying you all a visit one day soon. It's a joke, people. You know, cats and getting smarter, uprising, humans becoming their slaves, but hey, you were good to me, so I'll remember you. Yeah, that sort of thing. So, but he's outside now. But yeah, 2021. No one had anything better to do. We were all locked down, couldn't go outside. So yeah, naturally shows were flourishing and viewed because no one had anything better to do. But then the country opened back up, the world opened back up, people went back to work. And sometimes people just kind of watch things just to ease the boredom. But now that they don't have to worry about that, it's like, well, do I really have to watch this show? Do I really have to watch this? No, I don't. I don't. Probably for the best. But yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, again, this is, I've said this before. When you come out and label something and sell it as the gayest something ever, that's going to turn people away. That's going to turn people away. People say witches have always been gay. And, I talked about this when I was doing, what was it? The Assassin's Creed Hex video. How somehow witches are now considered to be like lesbians or gay icons, or when they didn't, historically they weren't gay. you know think of like Salem witch trials and stuff. You have women who were going around being naughty with other guys, the dude saying, oh well, they put me under a spell, and like the dude would be like cheating on his wife and sleeping with some woman, and then he would accuse the woman of being a witch. Be like, "Oh, she had me under a spell. I never would have cheated on my wife. I'm a God-fearing man. I never would have done any of that if it wasn't for her. She put me under some kind of spell with her black magic." So witches back then were screwing guys, and now like covens are seen as like gay things. You know, covens of witches, and even though men were witches too. Men were witches, kids were witches, anyone doing any kind of weird crap were witches. So, so to say the gayest ever, I don't know. This is something the media did. This the media deciding to take witches and be like, oh my god, we're gonna make them super gazies. So, but yeah, I'm not really surprised. Show, just like all the others, doesn't really make any sense why certain things happen. They marketed the show terribly, with the typical, oh, if you don't like it, don't watch it, it's not for you, you're just a phobus or ism, you hate women, and blah blah blah. And that turns off a lot of people. That turns off a lot of people because it's like, okay, wow, nice marketing there, guys. People had some criticism, and you're basically calling them Nazis. So we were gonna watch it, but now we're not. So I'm really not surprised. I don't hear anyone talking about the show. I seriously hear no one talking. And that's another thing. It's not that inspired anymore. These aren't characters who are going to be remembered. You think of like the remakes of Disney movies. You know, back in like the late 80s, 90s, you had Lion King and stuff like that. And then they have these soulless remakes. No one remembers the remakes, but people are still talking about the old ones. It's just like this. No one's going to remember this in like a year or two, or not even a year. As soon as the show ends, no one's going to remember it. No one's going to care because there's not really any real heart or passion put into these. They're just like cash grabs at this point. They're cash grabs in a way to push ideological bullcrap, and people are tired of it. So I'm not surprised that it's worse than the Acolyte. I'm really not surprised. looks like the gayest Marvel project ever is actually now worse than the gayest Star Wars project ever. Go figure. Anyway, but that's gonna do it for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.